challenge by Plumlee. That's what he brings to this year's club. Bridges. Oh my goodness! Rips it down with the right hand!
Lamelo Ball is slowly starting to become one of my favorite players, and the Charlotte Hornets are slowly starting to become one of my favorite teams to watch. This year, I had some big expectations for this team. Last year, they finished 10th in the Eastern Conference and lost by 27 points in the play-in game to the Pacers. I went into this season thinking the Hornets would be good enough to make the playoffs. I thought they would be a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference, but I was wrong. Watching this team so much, I think the biggest flaws on their roster is their big man depth and their defense. Their defense is bad and sometimes just flat out embarrassing. They allowed 115 points per game and had a defensive rating of 113, which both ranked among the worst in the league. The Hornets allowed tons of shots at the rim, tons of three-pointers, and tons of offensive rebounds. The starting center for this team was Mason Plumlee. No disrespect to him, he's good, had a pretty decent career, but in no way is he a game-changing center, and I think the Hornets should move forward without him next season. I think this offseason, they should target players like Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, Miles Turner from the Pacers, or even a player like DeAndre Ayton, since the Suns didn't offer him that max contract. All it takes is signing a player like that and a few more roster tweaks to get this team from playing in the play-in to being a top 6 seed.
Melo, that was one of the best games I've seen you play. I think it starts with you, where you control the whole game from the tip, bro.
When I watch this team play, I notice everything starts with Lamelo Ball, who took another step forward this season. He's an exciting player to watch, and most importantly, just looks like he's having so much fun out there. And I think the league needs even more young, exciting players like him. After an electric rookie season, averaging 15 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds a game, and winning Rookie of the Year, there were definitely more expectations going into the season for Lamelo Ball. I will say, he's a gifted playmaker and sometimes makes it look so easy. I notice whenever he comes out the game, the offense looks stagnant and slow. But that's because there is no one else who can create shots for others consistently and with great efficiency like Lamelo can. If you ask me, this team definitely underachieved. Last year, they finished in the 10th seed and had to play in the play-in tournament. And this year, they were in the exact same spot. Last year, they lost by 27 points to the Pacers, and this year, they lost by 29 points to the Hawks. I feel this team should have 3 priorities going into the offseason. Priority number 1 is re-signing Miles Bridges, who enters restricted free agency after a breakout season. He had a phenomenal year, upping his scoring average by almost 8 points a game and having career highs across the border. The other offseason priority is getting a reliable wing defender. Gordon Hayward was supposed to be that reliable wing, but once again, injuries have kept him from playing. He missed some extended time with his ankle and foot injury and only played 49 games. And priority number 3, go get a better center than Mason Plumlee because he is not the answer. On April 22nd, 2022, the Charlotte Hornets fired their coach, James Borrego, after 4 seasons, and I think it was the right decision.
The Hornets, they have fired Coach James Borrego after blowout losses in back-to-back seasons in the play-in tournament. The 44-year-old Borrego was 138 and 163 in 4 seasons with the Hornets and had received a multi-year contract extension just last August.
NBA insider Mark Stern reported that player discipline on and off the floor was a significant factor in the decision. The team's consecutive no-show and play-in games also played into the decision. Michael Jordan was the ultimate decision maker. Now, they'll have a coaching search, and there are tons of qualified candidates. I personally feel they should hire Mike D'Antoni, but I'm very biased against him. I think if they do hire him, I think he can take Lamelo Ball to that next level and just unlock something in him the way he did with Harden when he was with Houston. I know defense isn't his strong suit, but just what if he hired a bunch of defensive-minded assistant coaches to help in that department? I don't see why that couldn't work. From a broad perspective, the 2021-2022 season was a success for the Hornets, who finished with a winning record for the first time in 6 years and saw their two most important players, Lamelo Ball and Miles Bridges, take significant strides. I'm actually really excited to see what this team's going to do next season. What about you? How far do you expect this Hornets team to go next season? Leave it in the comments.